The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we are on a Monday, everybody. Players Lounge.
Is it victory? Nah.
It is not Victory Monday. Let us recount previously on the Players Lounge with Barry Church, Danny McCray and Newy Scruggs. Predictions. Barry Church, Cowboys 35, Denver 13.
Yeah.
Danny McCray, Cowboys 41, Denver 21. Newy Scruggs, Cowboys 33, Denver 20. Mo Claiborne, Cowboys win.
Ooh, 0-4 right there, man.
Look, I went to the game. Fourth quarter came, and I went ahead and packed it on up. I was like,
You waited that long?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Was it as crowded with Broncos fans
Yes, it was.
as they say it was?
Yes, it was.
Man.
Yes, it was.
I heard it was an orange crowd out there, man.
And I understand it 100% from this standpoint. I've had season tickets before, and they are not cheap, okay? Mm-hmm. So when you have an opportunity to sell them for double and triple the price you're getting them, you got to think about it, because you also, it's one thing people forget, you also have to go ahead and put money towards next year's deposit.
Yeah.
And so, and I had Mavericks season tickets for a good 12, 13 years. When certain teams came to town, Spurs, the Knicks came for their one visit, man, I'd sell those tickets. I'd sell my playoff tickets because I could then put it towards next year's. And so a lot of folks do that. I'm not going to sit up here and say anybody's wrong because we go on the road. When I was in Minnesota on Halloween night, a whole bunch of Cowboy fans up there. So you just have
teams that travels.
And I can't believe there were a bunch of Cowboy fans from New Jersey in Minnesota.
Of all places.
Of New York and New Jersey. So I met a bunch of them out at the George Floyd Square, but there were a lot of them, like, hey, where you from? They're New Jersey.
Cowboys fans everywhere.
They're everywhere, but they hit come out there.
Yeah.
So Bronco fans, hey, look, there are a bunch of them out there, and it got real quiet about 16-0. They just shouted, let's go Bronco. I mean, they went up and they started bossing. They started bossing around up in there.
Listen, it was a bad look. It was a bad look. They had every reason to believe that they were going to continue playing the way that they play. I'm sure we'll get into it, but it was from start to finish. And then we'll talk about it. So then this is one of those games where chips didn't fall in our favor. They fell in the other team's favor.
All right, so let's just go around the table.
All right, let's do it.
Be like Jada Pinkett. Let's just go around the table.
Man. Shout out to Will, man. Jeez. Oh, it's rough. Something every month, something new.
Let me tell you something. Will just ain't talking, but Will winning. He winning in some way over there.
In some way, because they bringing it up.
He's got a book coming out.
Yeah.
He's got a book coming out.
Yeah, right.
How do you look at this loss?
What phase we talking about? We going offensively?
Whatever way.
Just overall.
How does Barry Church see the loss?
You know, I want to say it was just a bump in the road because there was a lot of bad weeks out there. But then I get to thinking, and I'm like, man, this might have been a little bit more than just a bump in the road. Because to me, if you just got a little, like, how we just wasn't our day to day. That's a Buffalo game where at least one phase of their team was working because their defense held the Jacksonville Jaguars at 9 points. Like, they should have won that game. So I see that as a bump in the road because it was just they lost one phase of the game. But with ours, we got whooped on pretty much all three phases. Special teams was all right. So I'll say we got whooped in the main two phases, which is offensively and defensively. Offensively, it just seemed like we just couldn't get, out of neutral. We were stuck in neutral. I mean, a little bit of rust you saw from Dak Prescott out there. He just didn't have that time. It seemed like that timing, that chemistry between his receivers just wasn't there. A lot of drop passes as well. And we talked about it on the Players Lounge. This offensive line, how you going to attack it? What parts and what pieces you going to put in there? And I think me and you knew it. We said, hey, we got to get to that left tackle. He's had the momentum. Talking about Terrence Steele, he's been playing the best out of all the offensive linemen. So put him in that blind spot, put him in that position to protect Dak Prescott. And I'll say I was wrong, man. That transition must have been harder than I suspected because he was giving up a lot of pressures on that outside. Lyle Collins wasn't perfect as well. He was out there giving up his pressures as well. But as a whole, that offensive line was getting bullied out there. And credit to Vic Fangio, because he came in there and he schemed up a great, defensive strategy to get the ball out of Dak Prescott's hands quick. They were blitzing them all over the place. So shout out to Vic Fangio. He did a good job out there. And we knew the strength of this defense was the secondary. I mean, They got Surtain out there. They got those good safeties, the other corners as well. So we knew we had to attack them up the run. But for some reason, this front seven for the Denver Broncos, they came to play because they stifled us both in the run game, made us one-dimensional. And when you do that, you don't get the best Dak Prescott that we've seen in the past. So to me, Denver Bronco came in here to play, and they did a number on the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go as long as Church did. I think that was great. I think a lot of it made sense. But I'm gonna say this: there are games that you play, and then once you get back to back to Dallas at this time, and the coaches say, "Hey, man, players, y'all go watch that film. We gonna move on to Atlanta." All right, because this is one of those films where if you sitting in that meeting room with the coach doing the Garrett vision or whatever McCarthy does, you can sit in there for 3 hours and you can point out so many things where players made these mistakes. But these are mistakes that these players hadn't been making this year. All right, this is one of those games where you like, goodness gracious, we sleptwalk out here. Was it the time change? Like what happened? And it happened across the league. Right, like not making an excuse for us, but you seen the Raiders go out there and lose to New York. Mm-hmm. You saw, of course, we knew that the Packers were going to lose. We had another team.
The Saints lost to Atlanta,
but they had lost. They lost Jameis, but there was another top-notch team that went out there and lost. Buffalo got lost to Jacksonville. You have a top offense. Mm-hmm. You go out there and score 6. Right? So, it happens. We had won 6 straight. Like, if there's one of those games for us to fall into a trap on, it probably was this one. Von Miller got traded. Everybody's like, yeah, no, we all right. We're going to be home by 3:30, so let's go ahead and make this happen. And Denver came out here, and they let us know that this is the league. They reminded us this is the league. If you don't come and bring your A game every week, then you're probably going to lose. Yeah. And we came out here, and that's the way we looked. And the chips in that block punt, goodness, I was like,
I can't even blame. Sean Wright. I can't blame because I didn't even know that rule. I thought, it was tipped. He could touch it. We'll still be all right. But they clearly said it was a possession.
These are things that have worked in our favor and throughout this 6-game winning streak. And look, it's Monday. We lost one. We need to go back and regroup. We need to find out how to cover these double moves. Yeah. We need to find out how to set the edge in the run game.
Is that concerning to you? I mean, because we saw a little chink in the armor in New England. Minnesota, we did all right against the run and Dalvin Cook, and then this week we just got obliterated off the line. Yeah. Is that concerning point to you?
Listen, it would be concerning if every phase wasn't dealing with. It wasn't just the defense that didn't show up. Yeah. Our offense was Dak was 4 for 13 at one point, going until the end of the second quarter for 74 yards. We played bad as a whole. And I just think this was that game. I think we're gonna come and we're gonna reset, and then we're gonna play Atlanta. It's at 12, so it does make me a little nervous.
Another 12 o'clock game.
A little nervous, but I'm not panicking after this one, man. I know that team that showed up on Sunday at 12 is not that 6-game winning streak team, and I know the potential that we have to continue to get better. So let that one ride. We didn't win by 20, but I think we're going to get this thing right.
All right, you guys are both former Dallas Cowboys free agent safeties, and the thing I said last night on Channel 5 was, look, nobody plays 17 good ones. No. Nobody. You're going to have a stinker. This is the league. You're going to have a stinker. New Orleans went out there and tore up Aaron Rodgers and the Packers week 1. Okay? And Aaron Rodgers, we had a bad game. And you know what? They went on a streak since. So we know this is happening. Want to go back and reference Terrence Steele and what you said. Terrence Steele, who'd been filling in for La'el Collins for 5 games, and then when Collins came back, they left him out there at right tackle, and he had to go to left. And
shame on them.
The question to Terrence Steele about playing left tackle and if it was hard to get adjusted, he said, quote, "I would say it's a little harder than I thought it would be. They have a good defense, good DNs, and they were giving me a challenge." He was asked if they did anything he hadn't seen. Terrence Steele's response: "They loaded the box a little more than we've seen on film before. Other than that, they didn't really do anything else." Steele was asked why it was important or why couldn't the offense get in the rhythm. He said, "If I knew, it'd be changed. I'm not sure. We'll get home, watch the film, learn from this, and then go on to the next game." And then he was asked, "Are you ready to move back to right or stay at left tackle?" And he says, "Whatever they ask me, I'm going to give my best, work my butt off, and be the best Cowboys O-line I can be." Then he was asked on this, he said, you study the film or do you burn it? He says, no, 100% study the film. You don't burn this. You learn from this. Get there, watch film, watch the mistakes, and learn from it. You don't burn it. So that's from Terrence Steele.
Yeah, you got to watch the tape. You got to watch this tape because there's some to me, it's a little concerning about this run defense. I mean, like, to me, it's just like we've been getting carved out in the middle. Like I said, we did a decent job against, Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook and those guys. But when we get a team that can block like the way they did up front, and this offensive line, they were missing 3 of their starters. So, like, and we had 2 rookie tackles out there. So it wasn't like we're going against, one of the premier offensive lines in the NFL. This is it looked like us last year. We were putting a posh work of guys together, and they were able to move our defensive line. Now, they were asleep. Now, we don't have any, Tank Lawrence, Gallimore, all that, but we still had some guys that we thought could, do some damage out there defensively. And half of the time, those guys were just getting pushed back. As we see over there right there on NFL Network, Dak just missing some passes. But this D-line, I think, is a little concerning to me.
I sat next to Tom Pelissero yesterday. Who's talking about this right now? I sat next to Tom yesterday, so.
Well, I'll go on because I want to talk about Steele. All right, because you said you was wrong.
Yeah,
I harped on this all week. One, fairness. Okay, let's talk about fair.
Okay,
this man Terrence Steele went out there and earned his position. He earned his spot when somebody else made a mistake that kept them off the field at right tackle. All right, He had struggled the year before and got benched twice. He did everything he could to make himself a better tackle. And when he got out there, we saw that at the right tackle position, that's where he played the best. We decide, after he goes on this 5-6 game streak of playing an amazing right tackle spot, we move him over to left.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this all week. Right tackle, kick stepping from the right and kick stepping from the left ain't the same. It's not the same, man.
No,
it's a Newy knows as a former offensive lineman.
He knows.
It's not the same.
It ain't the same. Different kick steps.
Danny, I'm not disputing what you're saying.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that I'm talking to everybody else.
Right.
We should have left this man at right tackle because this is what I said. He goes out there and he plays bad at left. Now what?
Okay, and I'm not disputing what you're saying about, hey, man, the guy played really well at right tackle. He was doing a good job. But there wasn't a real good alternative, in my opinion.
Yeah, put Leal at left.
Okay.
He wasn't listen, a good Steele at right and a bad Leal at left, you would at least have one side being okay on Sunday.
I mean, those guys were getting pressure with 3 defensive linemen.
On both sides, though.
They were rushing
on both
3
sides.
getting in. So
on both sides.
It was rough.
Okay, and McCarthy, and I'm just going to go with what the head coach talked about. They had Steele practicing at left tackle at camp. Collins hadn't done anything at left tackle. Now, they had him doing some stuff at left guard, but they didn't have him doing anything at left tackle. So what you're saying is go put a guy out here who's been putting in no reps at the professional level right now at left tackle to go out there on Sunday.
Listen, that's absolutely fine. And the great thing about it is we watched the game, all right? And what I said should have happened, should have happened. So we can say whatever. He ain't got no reps, whatever. Terrence Steele went out there at left tackle, and he looked how he looked last year when I was like, I don't know what we doing with Terrence Steele out here. All right, but at right tackle, where he had earned his position, he was out there balling. Now you got a dude who might be in his head. Who knows what we're going to do at our tackle position? Are you going to move him back to right? You gonna move Leo to left? Are you gonna keep him out there at left if Tyron's not going? Like we seen what the left tackle still looks like. Like, are you going to continue to do this?
I'm just trying to understand, Danny. And this goes back to something one of the coaches taught me a while back. You may not agree with the decision, but I'm telling you what we're doing to try to make the decision.
No, that's fine.
And the head coach is just telling you, man, we have not, according to the coach, we ain't been doing anything with Collins at left tackle.
Which is fine, Newy. I'm telling you, we talked about it on the Players Lounge. Yeah. We talked about whatever your recommendation was. We talked about it. Your recommendation, we talked about it. We all talked about it. So if we would have came in here, Terrence Steele would have played good at left tackle. I would have sat here and said, "Hey, you know what? I was wrong." Yeah. All right, we ain't the coaches, so we talking about in this group, who do we think made the right decision? All right, I'm just saying, in fairness to Terrence Steele, who went out there and earned his position. Church, if you earned your position at safety, and then the cornerback got hurt. They asked you to go out there and play right corner, and you got burned.
And
then all of a sudden everything is messed up with you, and you go back to safety and you start playing like trash. All right, you would be upset because you like, hey, I was in my rhythm, I was in my flow. I'm the down safety. I'm the down safety, not the free safety.
But if they putting J.J. Wilcox or my man Owusu, if they put him,
not Owusu,
yeah, it's Owusu. If they had him training to the cornerback spot, you'd be like, well, why don't you put him over there? He's been taking the reps.
No, I'm putting a $50 million guy as the swing tackle. You lost your spot. Now you got to go over there and play left. Yes, you should have been getting those reps. They should have been getting him ready for those reps when he became a backup tackle. I don't want to hear this. He was a backup guy.
But they were having his reps at right tackle and left
guard. How'd that work out?
It didn't work.
All I want to know is how that worked out on Sunday. What did you watch on Sunday? I know you gonna be on Mike McCarthy's side drinking his Kool-Aid. I'm just asking you, how did that work out for us on Sunday?
On Sunday, I watched everybody get beaten all three phases.
Yeah, see, there you go.
On
the fence.
Nobody looked good.
On the fence.
They all got smacked up.
Yeah, on the fence. I'm just telling you, if Steele was at right tackle, he would have looked just as good as he did in the previous 6 weeks.
Okay, so as the Atlanta Falcons come to town, if Tyron Smith is not available, Danny McCray wants what to happen?
Let me tell you something.
Put Steele
unless you want Steele on the bench like y'all had to do him last year, put him back at right when he's successful, bro. This is not an NFL 5-6 year vet who's able to do that. He's just getting his footing at right tackle. You just said Texas Tech. He hadn't been doing all this. Last year he goes through getting benched twice. He's just now getting his footing with 6 games in at right tackle. Now you mess up his flow and move him to left. Put him back where he was doing good at, and then figure it out with your $50 million guy, or figure something out with somebody else. But it's no way that we can have 2 tackles playing below par. We can't do it.
Okay, before we go to break, let me ask you this one.
You on the fence, so I don't even know if I should answer.
Let me ask you this.
I ain't never seen dude on the fence. This dude,
he was sweet.
Oh man!
Finish this Sunday. If Tyron Smith is back at left tackle, who do you want at right?
Terrence Steele. He earned his spot, bro.
Yeah. Who do you want?
I'm gonna say T. Steele just because Lyle didn't. It wasn't like he was leaps and bounds better than T. Steele the other night as well. So
even with Steele on the left, that's speaking.
So it ain't saying like he was leading. Now if Collins went out there and didn't allow any type of pressure, was out there dominating, then I'm like, hey, we back to the old guard, Collins and T. Smith. But he didn't outperform him. So
which is what I talked about last week.
He didn't get Wally pipped. He didn't get Wally.
It's not fair. So, I know it's the league and whatever. It's not fair. You told this man he earned a spot. Now you gonna move him over to be the swing tackle, and then when he plays bad over there, now he don't have no spot on the right. I mean, what are you talking about, bro? What type of precedent does that set for your team?
Not a good one. But I'm putting T. Steele back in there.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take a break.
I'm sweating.
Dak Prescott, yeah, go ahead and take it down.
Little boy.
Dak Prescott missed some throws. And which defensive player do you think can help the Cowboys out the most when they come back? Tank Lawrence? Neville Gallimore? Let's dive into that. Okay. Players Lounge with Danny McCray, Barry Church, and Newy Scruggs right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Give the gift of the Cowboys this season with a Dallas Cowboys unlimited membership presented by Globe Life. It's the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Memberships start at just $20 and include an exclusive fan pack and VIP member experiences. 'Tis the season. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United to get yours today. You're in the Players Lounge. Former Dallas Cowboys safeties Barry Church, Danny McCray, join me, Newy Scruggs, every Monday through Friday at 12:30 Central Time right here on DallasCowboys.com. So, one Danny McCray is hot about the tackle spot. Let's see exactly what happens this week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. By the way, Falcons 4-4 football team won 27-20 at the Superdome in New Orleans yesterday. This is the Dan Quinn game. Dan Quinn's old team is the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons last year and Cowboys ended in a very had exciting finish last year.
Watermelon. The watermelon joint.
Didn't work for us this week, did it?
So we'll see. We'll dive into that later on this week. Look, you mentioned it about the run game. 41 rushes, by the way, for the Broncos. 41 attempts. I mean, that's massive in the National Football League. I don't know if that's the blueprint now, where teams say, hey, look, let's start running on them.
They killed them on time of possession.
Yeah.
Destroyed them.
Yeah. It made me think of who are you looking forward to help this defense the most in getting back? Neville Gallimore, defensive tackle, who's having a really good training camp, or Tank Lawrence, a defensive end?
First, let's go on this one. No, that's not the blueprint because I do not expect our offense to play that way. And I do not expect other teams to be able to methodically move the ball down the field. I expect them to have to be playing from behind and throwing the ball more than Denver did. But Tank Lawrence, I think you get some pass rush. We've seen the edges were under attack, right edge, left edge the entire game, and he also knows how to close down and make tackles in the middle as well. So I think him bringing that type of leadership back on the defensive line will be a bigger help than Neville Gallimore. But I'll be happy to get them both back. But as far as who's going to be more impactful in the game visually, you're going to be able to see the impact that Tank Lawrence makes when he gets on the field.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on that one. I mean, Neville Gallimore is definitely a close second because I think he definitely helps out on that interior run defense. Him and it looks like Odigizua is starting to become a nice little player there as well. So that tandem right there can help out a lot against that run in the middle. But Tank Lawrence, you get the best of both worlds. You get a guy who can defend the run, make plays in the run. We've seen him knock out footballs. So he's a takeaway type guy, as well as the pass rush, like you mentioned. So you get the best of both worlds right there. And not only will it help out this defense overall, but it'll help out Randy Gregory as well. Because you going in there and let's just say Tank goes into the game, he starts getting his mojo back. He starts getting into that rhythm. It becomes on the offensive line. What you do right there? Do you slide the protection one way and leave Gregory one-on-one, or try to maybe chip a running back on him over there one-on-one, or do you slide it towards Gregory and let Tank go? So it's kind of pick your poison there. So it's not just his presence in the run, his presence in the pass, but he opens up things for other players out there to get their one-on-ones and hopefully win their one-on-ones. So at the end of the day, I think you'll help out the defense as a whole.
And then with those one-on-ones, if you see what Dan Quinn is doing with Michael Parsons, he's creating one-on-ones for edge rushers and for guys playing the three technique and nose. So you got Michael Parsons lining up over the center, running pretty much an ET stunt, a pick stunt, and getting sacked. So just imagine him and Tank Lawrence lined up next to each other, or him and Randy Gregory lined up against each other, around them next to each other, and then Tank over there on the other side with a one-on-one. I think. Yeah.
It's the best thing best thing Quinn did was take that green dot off of Parsons' helmet and just let him say, you know what, this is the call. See ball, go get ball. Because I mean, this is crazy. I don't think I've seen. I mean, Dez Bryant was extremely impressive as a rookie. I know Van Der Esch came in here and played well, but this guy's affecting the game in coverage. He's getting after the quarterback. I mean, in the run game, he just pops out on tape. Like, he's just so strong and aggressive in that way. And I mean, just to tell him to go get ball, see ball, go get ball. I mean, that's done wonders for his game at the linebacker position. So sky's the limit for that kid for sure.
And by the way, I love Michael Parsons. He's playing great, but if I'm still sitting back on draft day without knowing what Michael Parsons was going to be.
No way, man.
I said, no, listen, you didn't even.
Because I know.
On the fence. I said, if I'm sitting back on draft day without knowing, what Michael Parsons was going to end up being. Okay. In my head, I still know that our left tackle and right tackle position were going to be a problem. And it's one of the most evident things, right? So if you missing Sean Lee, all right, it's evident, but not as evident as when you missing Tyron Smith as far as affecting the game. And we saw that again yesterday. Mm-hmm. We saw it again.
So knowing what you know now, though, would you still make that?
Man, I would have got me a tackle up in the second or something. I don't know. I would. It would have been higher up on the priority list. All right,
okay,
you got Micah.
I think we went in the fourth.
Yeah, I would have got him on the second. Somebody who slipped because of behavior was like something. I would have got me a tackle
because we was our second. Boss man fan, right? Kelvin Joseph was our second, right? He's yet to play really. He picked up the fumble.
I'm just saying we all went into this knowing that we were going to have this issue at tackle. Mm-hmm. we knew it coming into the season that we're going to have this issue, and it is hitting us in the face right now. We have no idea when Tyron's going to be back. Mm-hmm. We have no idea when Leo is going to be back to playing how he was, or if it's going to happen. And then we got Terrence still out here getting messed over by moving to the left.
Let me ask you this. Let me switch gears a little bit. Let me ask y'all this. Did Denver's defense provide some type of blueprint? Because they stacked. If you got a good secondary, we know they have a solid one. They got good safeties, good corners that can pretty much clamp up on a receiver if need be. Did they provide the blueprint against this Dallas offense?
Just what you said. Not everybody can come with those tools.
Yeah, that is.
Vic Fangio came with some tools.
He did.
So no, don't see it at all. 41 rushes, 190 yards. That to me was a concern, and that's why I am not on the fence. I want to see Neville Gallimore in here. I think Neville Gallimore, you get him in here, I think he can have a bigger effect on what's going on right now, because I think Adigizua is a good player. And then of course you need Brent Urban back, but if they can figure out how to plug up this run, I think this can really change some things here for this football team.
Because that helped out the Broncos a lot. Because they weren't one-dimensional. What we've seen before with these Cowboys, they take something away, and then the team becomes one-dimensional, and that's how we eat out there. But these guys can pick their poison. Bridgewater was comfortable back there. He was dropping dimes over top of everybody. I mean, Tim Patrick, a guy who we never heard of, was out there balling. He was spreading the ball around, but he could do that because he had a solid run game behind him.
And if they could start, you take a Gallimore, you take a Adigizua, if you are more stout up front, now what can Van Der Esch and Parsons do more of?
That was huge.
Hold on.
In my opinion, that's my opinion.
The line was getting up to the second level.
I'm not on the fence on this one. This is my feel. That's what I'm saying.
But this is why I'm not going to say the sky is falling based off 1 week. Listen, we were top 10 against the run going into the game. So let's not act like everybody just been coming in here and running the ball on us. The game, our offense playing the way that they did dictated the fact that they could sit back and run the ball and try to keep the ball out of offense's hands because we were playing from behind. Mm-hmm. Every team has not come in here and run. We were just talking about how good the defensive line and our run defense was against Dalvin Cook, who had over 100 after he left us on Sunday.
The week before that, we got diced though. You talking about New England in the run game?
Yeah, we won that game. They play well, but if you look at New England now, they're running the ball on everybody. Yeah. It's not like they're a bad running team. No. All right, so let's not act like we got the worst run defense in the league.
No. I mean, we ain't got no top 10.
But the stats say we was top 10.
No, I'm saying overall right now.
No. But like I say, listen, I think we dropped a few. We dropped a few this week. You give up 400, you drop a few. But the edges are under attack, Newy, just so you know. Neville Gallimore inside is fine, but what I saw yesterday was outside left, outside right. We sit looking at the TV like, when you gonna set the edge, bro? Like, when you gonna set the edge? They attacked us all night there. Well, all morning.
Yeah, really? Yeah. Golly.
Yeah, it was that. I was set back, man. I'm not on the fence on this one here. Now you off the fence. Did you see your Twitter? Everybody need to know that this dude is he on the fence.
On the fence, no. Yeah. I ain't see what happened, man.
Y'all like and retweet what I just sent
as your Houston's very own Joel Osteen said, I'm not going to let my accuser. Okay, you're my accuser, Danny. I'm not going to let my accuser
Shoot, I see what
force
the
me to live in
Osteen.
condemnation. I'm just not going to do
It's
that.
2-on-1, Newy. He said you on the fence. You Switzerland.
That's fine.
He was on the fence
that's
for a while.
fine. My accusers want to come. That's okay. I'm not worried
good
about
with it.
this. I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
He cool with being on the fence, and that's fine.
I just got off the fence this last segment, but
and climb right back on top of it.
You can sit up here. It's my man Keyshawn say you can move the goalposts if you want. You can go ahead and switch. That's good. We're gonna take a break right now.
All right,
we'll
let's
come
go.
back and talk about Dak Prescott. And we'll hear what other great nuggets of knowledge that Danny McCray has to spit at us right here on the Players Lounge.
We know you ain't going no side.
Shout out to Herbert, by the way. Shout out to Justin Herbert.
DallasCowboys.com radio.
Shout out to Justin Herbert.
Organic pumpkin smoothies are back at Smoothie King with at least 13 grams of protein each and 5 options to choose from. It's easy to find a favorite to help you reach your goals, like the new Keto Champ Pumpkin, packed with a whopping 23 grams of protein and 9 net carbs. It's a quick and nutritious meal on the go. So order online or through the app for pickup or delivery. And power up with pumpkin and protein. Official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Registration for holiday youth camps is now open. Don't miss the Dallas Cowboys Football Academy and Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Dance Academy camps on December 21st at the Star in Frisco and December 22nd at AT&T Stadium. Space is limited, my friends, so register today at dallascowboys.com/academy, and you will get to see a reality show TV star at these camps. That would be Danny McCray.
Whoa!
On Survivor, of Survivor
He's
fame.
a fan favorite.
Yeah, but you know what? Because of that, they filling up really quickly. So if I was y'all, I'd go ahead and sign my
Get in
kiddo
there
on
quick.
up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, get your shirt
Selling like
signed.
hotcakes.
And if you come in with your Team Danny merch, I will give you some behind the scenes info and maybe a special signal. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? And you can get that at www.shopteamdannymerch.com.
There it is.
And Danny may go ahead and, cook some fish up like he did on Survivor.
Oh,
Go ahead, start a little fire for the kids up there.
He
Got a
ain't
little
seen
Christmas
me
fire.
cook no fish.
But you have seen it done. I'm sure you have learned by now, right?
Look, I was in low tide out there.
Nah,
man.
but you check my Instagram though. I did do catfish the other day, man. I fried that stuff right on up.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Little Chef Danny,
hey,
cooking it up.
You've been doing this since we played.
I ain't gonna lie.
Back in 2010.
I ain't gonna lie. That man does do well. I'll just say that.
You take him fishing, he'll teach you how to flip a boat, though.
That's good. Look at him. Welcome to the podcast, CB.
Some of the best crawfish I've ever had. I will say that.
Thank you, sir.
I will say that. Some of the best
sir.
crawfish I've ever had.
Never had it, so
I'm telling you. He
Never
does it
had
right, too. He
Never had crawfish at all.
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's strange. He's on the fence about it.
Wow.
I don't like fish. I'm not a big fish guy.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm not a big fish.
But
Now,
man, I got some
Lobster, crab, none of that.
shellfish, yes. Just
Crawfish
fish.
is shellfish, bro.
But I've never had it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, we
Just never had it.
gotta try some of that.
Church?
He be putting them potatoes
on
in
the
there.
fence. Man say I don't really like fish, but I like shellfish, not crawfish.
Right, okay. But I haven't had. But I'm just saying I haven't had crawfish. So
Okay.
yes, lobster, scallops. Love some scallops. Now catfish, you frying it up. I'll go get into that.
Tartar sauce? You put some tartar sauce?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't like the tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce and
cocktail. I like the cocktail
okay,
sauce.
All right.
Okay, that's cool. Let's catch up.
I'm not a big,
I'm a tartar sauce guy.
Yeah, I'm not a big tartar sauce guy. But that's we all got our things. All right, Dak Prescott yesterday.
What about him?
He looked a little off. Just looked a little off. I mean, he was a tad bit rusty. What was it? Was it 3 weeks? 2 weeks, right? He had he had the bye week. Then okay. So yeah, he had 2 weeks off. Just a little rusty. He wasn't getting the ball out as quick out of his hands as we've come accustomed to. Held the ball a little long there, but it also helps when you got some guys blocking up front. They were rushing 3 guys and still getting pressure. So that means there's a lot of guys still out there in coverage. And I just think Cleveland, and Vic Fangio had a great game plan. They had a strong secondary and some guys that can get after the quarterback.
Because I don't want them to get you. We played not Cleveland. It was Denver.
Oh man, I said,
but I didn't want them to get you.
It was the orange that threw me off a little bit.
I didn't want them. They be hating on it.
They do.
Yeah, man, Dak. Okay, let's talk about Dak. Our receivers were getting locked down yesterday. Our routes looked like they were they watched a lot of film and they were able to really kind of anticipate where we were going to be as far as routes running. We also had some drops yesterday. We had some guys who it looked like the miscommunication on if it's going to be a deep pass or a short pass, maybe jogging a little bit instead of bursting down the field on a couple of Dak's overthrows. And he also didn't have a lot of protection back there. All right, and he's also coming off of 2-3 week rehab and recovery sessions. So I'm okay with it, man. I'm all right. He played horrible. He played bad, but the whole team played bad.
What did y'all think? I gotta say, what y'all think of the early fourth down? The early fourth down, we're going for it. It was 4th and 1, I believe. It was a great play by Simmons. Great play by Simmons in there, knifing in the gap and making a heck of a play on Zeke there. But would you have made that same decision going into that one?
No.
Or do you have a problem with it?
I won't say I have a problem with it, but I wouldn't have made the decision to do it. Because they're the coaches, according to Newy, and
I would not have done
it. You wouldn't have done it? Were they in field goal range? I wasn't quite sure if they were on the outskirts.
They had an opportunity to kick a field goal on one of these, and opted not to.
The second one was for sure. The first one I'd have just punted it away, and that's just me. But see, I just feel as though it's the first quarter. Okay, it's the first quarter. It's like a boxing match. You're sitting around here, you're trading punches a little bit. You're seeing where the field is. There's nothing wrong with a punt. It's the first quarter. There's nothing wrong with punting it away. As far as Dak's play, not going to play 16, 17 great ones. Nobody is. Had a bad game. Matthew Stafford had a bad game yesterday. Josh Allen had a bad game yesterday. Aaron Rodgers' first game of the year. What did you have? His lowest QBR in his career. So you're going to have those days. He's coming off an injury. You'd love him to be sharp. He wasn't. You saw him missing throws that he normally does not miss and has not missed all year long. So I just look at that and just say, okay, check it off. Get ready for the Atlanta Falcons.
These guys were shut out. Basically, until they started putting on them, prevent
in the
defense.
In the competitive phase of the football game, they got taken to them.
Yeah,
that happens. It happens, but
that's why I feel better about it. All right, because we were obviously sleepwalking out there, and I don't even know if it was just the players at that point, right? We going for it on fourth downs and in situations that we don't believe we should have been going for it in. Like, did we underestimate the opponent that we were playing?
You saw what Tim Patrick said. He took it as disrespect when they kept going at him on fourth down.
That was my take too. Is just, come on, man. You're sitting here you're helping fuel the fire by doing what they did. But this is also a learning process throughout the year. So hopefully they make some better decisions. So
we're 6-2. I'm not mad.
6-2. You got
last year is down right there.
I'm
right. The Eagles got beat yesterday. Giants ended up winning, but you just got 3.5 game lead in the division. You're doing just fine, and you're a lot better than the Raiders, who cut their first round, 2020 first round pick corner Damon Arnett for. Guess he's on social media threatening folks to kill folks.
Not making smart moves, man. I just never understood that. So you first run to social media?
Your first round corner, you cut. Your first round receiver you took a couple years ago, Henry Ruggs, you cut.
One guy's not even getting playing time. Clemson D lineman, I forget.
Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah, he ain't even playing.
First round pick. He's not. So that's three misses in terms of first round picks. You traded away Khalil Mack. You traded away Amari Cooper. I mean, John Gruden has done some serious damage to the franchise that Mark Davis needs to come out and answer for, because he had a good GM and Reggie McKenzie, who would turn around a horrible salary cap situation and started infusing some talent in there. And John Gruden getting there just blew it all up. And some people are going to point to general manager Mike Mayock. Do not put it on Mike Mayock. John Gruden runs that thing.
So you don't think Mayock deserves any of it?
Because John Gruden's in charge. Mike Mayock works for him. There's a bunch of these coaches now who were hired and they hired their own general manager. So basically, you work with me. That's kind of thing. You know, you work for me and you do what John's making those calls.
Oh, not anymore.
John's making those calls.
He ain't calling nobody.
Mayock need to get things in order, man.
And you're just seeing this is the repercussions of bad drafting. And those are the days where I look at what Will McCray and Stephen Jones have done here with the Cowboys, that, man, the players they've been drafting are making some contributions. I mean, could you imagine if you had – all right, think of it. Because Henry Ruggs was the first receiver taken and CeeDee Lamb went later on draft. So imagine if you had to cut CeeDee Lamb. What would your receiving core be right now?
Yeah.
What if you had to cut a Trayvon Diggs? You know, this is the kind of stuff that's happening out here. Mm-hmm. What if you had to get rid of a Tank Lawrence? You know, their version of Khalil Mack. I mean, you know, Amari Cooper's here because we don't want this guy. Huh?
Turn the franchise around.
Right. Saved Jason Garrett's job when he got here. So these are the kinds of things that John Gruden, and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything. Now, don't point at me like I'm wrong.
No, I'm thinking about your text yesterday and all that with the as he's over there hating on JG, they over there beating up on the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm just saying, bro. This is Newy. This is Newy in our group chat. This is Newy in our group chat.
You know what?
Which don't make no sense. Like I said this. Man, it's like it's about to rain outside. He sent me a picture of JG. It's traffic outside. He like, man, you JG, man.
Because I said yesterday the way the Cowboys getting beat looked like a Jason Garrett special. Looked like Jason Garrett's come to the team.
And Jason Garrett them out there beating the Raiders. We out here losing to the Broncos.
And what did I just talk about? How many mistakes John Gruden made so many mistakes. Jason Garrett out here whooping up on him.
Here you go.
That's how bad. That's how bad John Gruden is. He making Jason Garrett look like he's
listen. Hey JG, I have no idea what it is with you and Newy. I have no idea what it is.
Y'all beefing? There's got to be something behind the scenes, man. There got to be something. That man just do not.
Vanilla Ice performed at USC Pembroke. Jason Garrett booked him.
He gave him $42,000.
Jay-Z did it. If something bad happens, Newy is going to say.
How many times did the Cowboys come out and look like they were sleepwalking under Jason Garrett? A lot.
See?
A lot.
Here we go.
I don't get it, man.
Here we go.
I don't get it.
The coach this year is Mike McCarthy, and they were sleepwalking on Saturday. But this time on Sunday. But this time they were 6-1. So now they 6-2. Still got a chance to roll. But I tell you this is a big point in the season for us. All right, because you got Atlanta coming. You got Kansas City
right down the road.
So you can
the Raiders.
You can all of a sudden go from 6-1 to where if you continue to sleepwalk through these next few games.
6-2.
Well, I'm saying before that,
I got
you start to throw a few games away, and all of a sudden you 6-3. To 6-4, and all of a sudden you're like, dang, what happened?
Are we gonna slide in there?
Move still back to right.
Move still. That's the solution.
Save your season.
Wait a second, man. You said the solution to the season putting still at the right time.
We have never seen our team look and not just because of skill.
I don't know if they play.
But we have never seen our team look so different than when we've had issues at the tackle position on our offensive line. Like, we've been able to overcome problems at any other position except quarterback. But when the offensive line, when there's an issue when it's at the tackle position, it is so evident and everything changes.
Yeah, it takes away our run game, and it forces us to be one-dimensional in teams,
PTSD. Because we play Atlanta. We play Atlanta on Sunday.
Shout out to Chaz
Remember
Green.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying. It's never as evident, bro.
Was it Chaz Green?
It was Chaz Green.
It was Chaz Green. The infamous
and Claiborne.
Who was replaced by Byron Bell.
Ooh. It's been a rotating door for a while now.
But you know what? That head coach is not here anymore. So you got an opportunity to go ahead and be just fine.
So what happened what happened on Sunday then? This is the same thing.
Hey,
they were even chipping over there this time, and we still couldn't.
It was a bad day. We just said it was a bad day, man. It was a bad day. It's a bad day. It was a bad day all around.
So wait, okay.
Can't hope it don't snowball.
Okay. So was it just a bad day for Terrence Steele? Do you believe that? Do you believe that if he's a left tackle next week and continuing moving forward until Tyron is healthy?
I got faith in him, man.
Okay.
I got faith in the guy, man.
Was it just a bad day?
I believe it was a bad day.
Gotcha. For Terrence Steele,
I believe
on the left side.
As he even spoke about it, he said it was harder than I thought.
One more week over there.
Harder than I thought.
If T. Smith ain't back,
he still think it's hard this week.
Still got it, baby.
What you mean? So it's gonna be harder than he thought.
Still got it. Who on their D line? Who we got on Atlanta? Who they
Man,
got
y'all
on
couldn't even name who it was last week because
they got
Von Miller was gone.
They got Dante. Yeah, that's true.
That was the main thing we said. They ain't getting no pressure.
They
we
light
right.
the Broncos up, man. Like the Broncos was reading all the paper clippings because I was disrespecting them. Everybody was disrespecting them. Nobody was talking about it. And they came out here and they put it on us, man.
Hey, the same way the Cowboys rallied without Dak, they rallied without Von Miller, and it happens, man. Happens
two gloves.
Happens in the league. I believe the Cowboys are 9-point favorites already against the Falcons, so Vegas thinks the Cowboys are going to be okay. We heard a lot of people talking about practice wasn't smooth last week, so all right, get back in here and get rolling here. So,
Natty,
there we go.
Coming to town.
There we go. So I'm just not where you are.
But that's okay. Wait, where am I?
So hostile, man. He's so angry. He's so mad.
Bro, I literally said I don't really care about this game. We sleptwalked through this. We 6-2. You can't get no more positive.
Put him up.
No. My only negativity is I was
go
wrong.
to Rashawn Slater bag. I mean, just go back in the bag on Rashawn.
I know what's wrong.
Listen.
Ever since Erica broke the glass, this whole thing, I didn't know what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Terrence Steele earned his spot. Now somebody broke the glass and they put Lael Collins back at right tackle.
Finger point.
And they put
eyes are lighting up. Finger point.
The glass got broke on Terrence Steele, and I just want to do right by him. Okay?
There it is.
I just want to do right by him. Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable right now.
I just want to do right by him.
So it's 15 after. So let's go ahead and end the show. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be on a happier Tuesday note here.
Me too.
With
Barry
Church.
Day before Survivor. Come on. So I can't wait to check it out.
I was positive.
LSU's finest, Danny McCray.
Moral victory, baby.
I was surprised.
Moral victory,
I was
baby.
very surprised. And if the college football, they got to take that because they've been hurting everybody else. Their win wasn't as impressive. LSU took them to the wire. They got to take them. They got to build a blue bit. Cincinnati, baby.
Got to win. Got to win.
For the mid-majors.
And shout out
Cincinnati, baby.
Shout out to Deion Sanders, prime time over Jackson State University. TCU's talking to prime time about their head coaching job.
They leaving Jackson State already?
Be something if you saw prime time in the Big 12. That would be something pretty cool here. So they have interest in him.
You going to bring his son with him up to TCU?
You doggone right. You bring everybody.
I thought he was on the HBCU train.
That's what I thought it was.
I thought it was power to the HBCU.
We get back.
Yeah. We get the real talent to come to HBCU, then we'll be competitive. That's what I thought. But good to see him at TCU.
Old stepping stone to me.
Look at him. He happy. Yeah.
Why man can't improve himself a little bit?
I'm just saying.
Hey man, listen.
The way he was saying.
Yeah, he the one said it. I be reading his.
Nick Saban said that he wasn't going to Alabama, and Nick Saban went there. But
this ain't the same.
But you all gonna hold this man to the highest standard. I'm done. I'm done arguing with you.
He was gonna bring it to
arguing with you.
The next thing you know, he in Big 12.
Now you want to talk about Nick Saban? We talking about Deion primetime. Oh, you put them together because there's a commercial, the Affleck commercial.
Talking about your wingspan. Man, get this guy about the commercial, man. I was like, what's going on over here, man? Shout out to primetime.
Brothers like you, boy. Brothers like you out there. Brothers like you out there. This is Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Dallas Cowboys.
T-Still, baby.
.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?